All right, good Tuesday evening. Alex with you here in the Digital Weather Center. Another edition of Weather Aware Live tonight, so thanks so much for tuning in. Obviously, lots to get to when it comes to the Thanksgiving Day forecast, Black Friday, and of course tonight's rain chances, which are now getting just on the doorstep of the CSRA. We've got some good news in that department. The severe weather threat is next to none tonight. I do want to make that abundantly clear before we really get started this evening. But again, it's been really nice. The 70s, the sunshine, even got a little bit of rain today. That was unexpected at the start, and we're going to touch on that coming up as well. I have a video, actually a couple posts down from this one on my Facebook page and on our Fox 54 Facebook page that kind of explains why we saw some rain that we were maybe initially not expecting at around 11 a.m. to noon earlier today. But hope you've been enjoying this week. Hopefully it's very relaxed and chill for you guys, and the weather is going to be a little bit different than that. We're going to start out warm like we have this week. Big chill is coming on the way early Thanksgiving morning, so thanks for joining us tonight. Let's go ahead and get into the forecast for a second. I wanted to show you what's happening on radar right now. It's all back to the west of us, just like we were talking about earlier at 5 and 6:30. All of these showers are happening anywhere from Athens all the way down to Macon, Atlanta, Lake Oconee, now seeing some of that rain, and it's all pushing to the north and east, but it's pushing more north right now than it is in an easterly direction. That'll start to change as we get into the overnight. But again, today was mostly about the dry weather, and tonight is going to be that last batch of rain, but it might not be for long. I think we're actually going to get more rain starting Sunday and going into next week. But Thanksgiving, Friday, and Saturday will be completely dry, so no worries there. Let's go and put the radar in motion for a second, and I'm going to let y'all ask questions. Feel free to ask. I'm happy to answer those. Tonight, again, no chance of severe weather. All this is very stable. We're tracking rainfall that really isn't just that impressive, at least back off towards LaGrange, Atlanta. Now, this is a good soaking rain. I think that we could get some modest totals if it holds together. That's going to be the big key here, and that all depends on your temperatures. Let's go ahead and check those right now. Different parts of the CSRA seeing a little bit of a difference. Notice how we're in the low 60s. Notice how Macon and Columbus are in the low to mid 70s. That's the difference between the warm, unstable air that's been producing thunderstorms back off to our west in Alabama and West Georgia a lot of the day versus us. We've just seen a pretty stable rain. The showers that moved in late this morning and early this afternoon, they were trying to produce some thunder, but they just couldn't climb quite high enough to get there. So for us, just a light to moderate rain. Tonight, our air is very stable. A local look at the temperatures will show you just that as well. All of us just about in the 60s. Couple places near 70 tonight. So if we are going to hear a rumble of thunder or two, it's going to be south of I-20, but most of that activity is far away from that area. So I'm not really expecting a whole lot tonight. It's going to be a pretty quiet night across our area. Even our outlook from a couple days ago, if we do see a thunderstorm or two, it's going to be on the Georgia side of the river or north of I-20. Past that, I really don't think we see a lot. So don't get your hopes up for any super heavy rain. But I think a moderate rainfall is definitely possible for some areas tonight. So a chance of strong storms pretty much not happening. Our latest model data is going to be coming in here in the next, I would say, 30 minutes to an hour. But right now, this is what we're looking at overnight tonight. Pretty modest rain, okay? A lot of this is going to fall apart. We'll still see some decent downpours, but they're going to be spotty. So some areas could stay completely dry. Others could see maybe a half an inch of rain if we're lucky. Here's hoping that could be the case. Some of us saw about a quarter of an inch. Picked that up very quickly early this morning, but overnight tonight, it's just not going to be a whole lot. And I think a lot of the rain is out of the way completely by 9 to 10 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. So, thank you, Crystal. Thanks for tuning in. Of course, I appreciate y'all's comments and questions on the forecast. That's what we're looking at, though, for tonight. Again, no significant thunderstorms. Could get some moderate downpours. At the most, we could hear a couple rumbles of thunder, but this is not a big weather event for us tonight. Tomorrow, it's going to get breezy in the afternoon. I think we could see some gusts picking up to 20 to 25 miles an hour, and high temperatures are going to be in the mid-70s. So we're going to hit about 74, 75 in a lot of places. I think north of I-20 could be in the low 70s. Meanwhile, we go from about 75 in a few places to 36 to 37 Thanksgiving morning. So we're pretty much chopping those temperatures in half, and that's what you're getting early for Turkey Day. So if you're going out to smoke the turkey, if you got to go outside, start doing anything, any preps for the family gatherings and all that, just remember it's going to be a bone chiller. It'll be much different from the past several mornings that we've had. So back into the 30s, taking that nosedive. But Thanksgiving Day, there are no problems weather-wise. Absolutely none. I think we're going to be in the upper 50s during the day, about 58, maybe 59, maybe a couple places south of I-20 could hit 60 degrees at the peak heating of the day. So not terrible. The breeze is going to still be there. I think we're going to see those northwest winds at about 5 to 10 throughout the day. So you'll notice it from time to time. It's going to be chilly. It'll be cold in the morning, and it'll be cold at night for the evening plans. Maybe you're just staying in and having a seconds and thirds like I think most of us will be. Programming note, by the way, make sure to join us for our late evening news at 10 and 11 on Thanksgiving and Black Friday. There will be no early evening newscast at 5 and 6:30. Wanted to give you a heads up on that, but you can catch us at night at 10 and 11:30. So Thanksgiving, looking great. Black Friday, looking good as well, but it gets even colder for Black Friday, and it gets even colder on Saturday morning this weekend. So we got a lot going on. You know, there's college football, there's the shopping, there's the Christmas preps. It all starts rapid fire this weekend for sure. Highs are only going to be at about 53 to 54. 53 to 54, that's it. Friday and Saturday. And the lows are going to be in the mid to upper 20s. So you're going to want to bundle up if you're going out early, closer to like 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. We're going to have some cold temperatures in the 30s and 40s to start that day out. So make sure to bundle up, wear the layers. I know it gets hot in some of the stores. You're walking around, hustling and bustling. But again, it is going to be pretty bone-chilling Friday and Saturday. But notice on our 7-day forecast, we're not done with the rain just yet. It's just getting started. This is a part of a pattern that I like to call the active season. So if you've probably heard me say this maybe once or twice, this is something that we really know and love around here in our area. I've been around this is my fourth winter season here in the CSRA. Each year, it starts to get more active when it comes to multiple cold fronts, multiple rounds of rain, September, October, November, barring tropical activity, of course. We really start to calm down. Our weather's pretty dry, it's sunny, it's warm overall, and we get the occasional cold front once in a blue moon. Now we're starting to get rapid fire cold fronts. They're coming in from all directions, and so the active season starts in December, which December 1st is Monday, and it goes all the way really through March. Our weather starts to get pretty plain once we get to April and May, and it starts to heat up. But December and March, you get drastic temperature swings. You can see more rainfall. We typically get a good amount of rainfall in December, January, February, and even March as well. And so we get multiple cold fronts, the weather systems, the jet streams more active. And on top of that, that can come with the territory of multiple rounds of either severe weather, winter weather, sometimes even both. It just depends on the time of year. This year, I think we could see both severe weather and winter weather. It all depends on the system that's at hand. So again, we're about to enter our active season in the CSRA. What does that mean? Well, let's show you the first example. Already seeing signs of that. It's right on cue as soon as we talk about the active season. November 30th, December 1st. Watch what the jet stream does here. So this is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then watch that jet stream just dip a little bit as it moves in, and it swings. It's like a swinging gate, if you will. So right here, that southwesterly flow, that is what's going to bring in a lot of moisture from the Gulf. And when you start to see that, that means we're going to have a weather system coming in off of the Gulf, and that's going to create an interesting setup, right? Because for about 3 days here, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we got high pressure locked in. It's going to be cold, it's going to be sunny, and temperature is going to be well below average. So that high, that's going to be getting booted off to the east a little bit. There it is, right? So you got the high to the east, closer to, say, the mid-Atlantic, I'm going to go ahead and point to some of these things so you can see them better. So there's your high. That high pressure is going to get booted off to the east as this area low pressure and this cold front move through. We're also going to have a warm front coming in from the Gulf Coast, and we're not really going to tap into the warm air next week as much as we initially thought we were, and that's because there's a Gulf low forming. And whenever you get a Gulf low in the winter, it sets your bells and whistles and alarms off because you're thinking, okay, that's the setup for snow. The air's not cold enough yet for snow, and considering we just had record warmth for periods last week, you're not going to get a snowy setup. It's just the atmosphere cannot recover to produce that. But we can get a cold, messy rain. That's typically what we get here in the winter, and that's what's going to happen Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of next week. That warm front's going to stay mainly south of I-16. I think we'll stay in the upper 50s, low 60s, so just a little bit below average. Nothing crazy, but we're still going to stay pretty mild for this time of year. And so the warm air is going to be pushing in from the south, but the northeast winds are going to keep us locked in the cooler part of that air mass. So we're not going to see the warm-up. Areas down in South Georgia and Florida, we'll get to see that warm-up, of course, but not so much us this go-around. So here's the bottom line for Sunday into next week. More rain potential. I think a lot of that starts up Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening. Some light to moderate showers. This is not a thunderstorm setup. Could be a thunderstorm or two down on the Florida Gulf Coast near the, say, Carabel, Cedar Key, and places like that, closer to, say, Steinhatchee, Florida, and let's see, maybe even closer to Taylor County, Florida. For us, that's not going to be the case. So we're going to see off and on light to moderate rain Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Cooler temperatures in the upper 50s, low 60s. I do think we have a good shot at it piling up some decent rainfall totals. We'll show you those here. I'm going to go ahead and take myself off the screen so you can see this a little bit better. But GFS and the Euro pointing towards totals that are at least close to an inch of rain. So it's not a guarantee that you see an inch, especially considering the rainfall is a lighter consistency. But I do think that we could see anywhere from about 3/4 of an inch to an inch and a half. That's better than nothing. It's way better than what we've had. You look back to just this month alone. Right now, it still looks like we have a chance, depending on how tonight and Sunday's rain performs, to be one of the driest Novembers on record. This is already the driest November since 2021. We saw a little over 3/10 of an inch with that one. The driest November in the Augusta area is 0.09 of an inch. Today, we almost got there in a few places. Augusta Regional Airport still did not record any rain. That line fizzled out right as it came in. So I think the rain pattern is getting more active for the month of December. And again, we'll be talking about that in the days ahead as well. But in the meantime, again, I'll show you the Thanksgiving Day forecast. You can go about that with no questions, no problems. I've got that here. Good evening, Christy. Thanks for joining us. Just looking at y'all's comments there. So for Thanksgiving, again, 30s in the morning, about 35 to 38. Then we're warming up to the upper 50s. Sunny skies all the way through. Going to be a bit breezy at times. And then by the evening, we start to cool down into the low 50s. So again, beautiful weather pattern taking shape, especially once we get past tomorrow's cloud cover and pesky morning rain. Most of us won't have to deal with a lot of showers past about 7 or 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So this thing clears out fast. No threat of severe weather tonight. Could hear a few rumbles of thunder. Could hear a heavy downpour or two. That's the extent of it. So hope you guys enjoy your Thanksgiving. Of course, we'll be with you Thanksgiving night on Fox 54 News at 10 and 11. No early newscast. Of course, we'll be with you all day tomorrow as well. And you can join us tonight at 10 and 11 to keep track of that latest forecast, along with what's happening, of course, around the CSRA. And one last thing before I let you guys go. You've probably been seeing the beard. It is in full effect. I'm starting to feel like I just haven't shaved in forever. Let's see. If I have that. Yep, there it is. Okay. I'm going to show you all this full screen. Trent Butler and I are doing No Shave November. And this fundraiser is to fight cancer, donating to cancer research entities, and that's through noshave.org. So that's why we've been growing these beards out all month long. You can feel free to donate at noshave.org. You can scan that QR code that's up there in full here. And we would really appreciate you guys helping us out, helping to donate to fight cancer. Obviously, I want to bring awareness to that. Get your baselines. Go to the doctor. I know us guys, we don't like to do that. Trent Butler's talked about this often, but just a visit to the doctor can save your life. So, again, I just want to point that out there as we go tonight. In the meantime, hope you guys have an awesome Thanksgiving with friends and family and those loved ones. Make sure to bundle up, especially if you're headed out early Thanksgiving morning, Black Friday morning, even Saturday morning. We're going to be good to go for the games. And I'll leave y'all. Actually, I have a football forecast for Georgia Tech. If you're tailgating, I hate to tell you, it's going to be pretty frigid. This thing's loading up here. It is going to be a bone chiller for Georgia Tech, Georgia in Atlanta. Kickoff's at 3:30. Obviously, it's in a dome. We know that, right? So it's in a dome. We're good. Nothing major there. But there's that tailgating forecast. 8 a.m. if you're going outside of Mercedes-Benz to hang out with everybody. We're in the 30s, okay? I'm assuming this is probably not going to be a heavily tailgated game. But if you're going out to witness some clean old-fashioned hate, as they call it, I definitely think it's going to be cold. We'll be in the mid-40s by noon in Atlanta. A little bit colder there than it is here, just because it's a little bit further north and west. But again, hope you guys have fun. Palmetto Bowl also going to be cold for South Carolina and Clemson. Take care. Have a safe travels for your Thanksgiving. And, of course, we'll be back tonight at 10. Join us then.